Hey, it's your friend Choice DJ here, and I'm bringing you guys another Duel Links video today. And before I hop into the deck and into the gameplay, I want to take a quick look at the announcements section. The first thing I want to talk about, of course, is what everybody is talking about. Konami has decided to implement a new change to the Forbidden Limited list, and that change is to add Golden Bamboo Sword to the Limited section. So, if you're not familiar with Duel Links, the ban list works slightly different in this than it does in the TCG. Basically, only one card from the limited list, just like what it says, only one can be included in your deck. So this way, obviously Golden Bamboo Sword can only be run at one, but basically you can't run this card and any other limited cards in the game. So just as an example, this doesn't really make any sense. But if you wanted to run a deck with Golden Bamboo Sword and Champion's Vigilance, you can't, because they're both on the limited list, and you can only have one card total of cards that are on the limited list. And then it kind of goes the same way for the semi-limited cards. I don't think any new semi-limited cards were added this time around. What was the most recent change? Let's see here. So Woodland Sprite's getting added, but that's just getting added to one. Let's go here. So this one. So Dakini and Machine Angel Ritual both went to 2. So you can run 2 copies total in your deck of semi-limited cards. You can run 1 copy of Dakini, 1 copy of Machine Angel Ritual, 2 of Dakini, 0 Machine Angel Ritual. You guys get the point. And so I was kind of expecting that they might semi-limit both Golden Bamboo Sword and Cursed Bamboo Sword, so you can only run one of each of those. Maybe the reason that they decided not to do that is because a popular version of Cyber Angels right now runs Bamboo. So I don't know, maybe they wanted to prevent, they didn't want to prevent that deck from existing completely. Like, I don't think it can really exist viably without Golden Bamboo Sword, but it's just a thought. Maybe there's a way that they can make it work, or maybe they just thought that there was a way for Cursed Bamboo to be effective while only having 1 copy of Golden Bamboo. I don't really see how that's possible. Maybe like some of the FTK decks will run more copies of Magical Stone of Excavation now, so you can get the Golden Bamboo back from your grave. But it's going to be a lot more difficult for those FTK decks to exist now. So we'll see what ends up happening once the ban list hits, what sort of adaptations people make to their decks. Should be very interesting. The other announcement that I want to talk about is this mini box, and I'm not going to click on it now because I don't have the OBS set up to switch to Google Chrome, so I can show you the web the thing. But yeah, I just clicked it, but obviously you guys can't see anything. But it's a new box that comes out on the 24th, which is, of course, Wednesday. I wonder if it's going to come out at, midnight, or if it's going to come out sometime in the evening. But either way, it's got a new Red Eyes Fusion monster, which is really cool. It's got Snipe Hunter, and it's got Boojins. I've been wanting Boojins for so long. Boojins are awesome. It's got my boy Boojin Yamato, and it doesn't really have any other good cards besides that, but I think it's got a lot of potential because they did include Centipede. And Centipede's got the ability to do a lot of back row destruction shenanigans, so probably just run that sort of deck, run it kind of like you do 6 Sams, like a heavy back row type of deck. That's kind of what Duel Links is right now, is that, you run 9 to 10 monsters, you run 3 Mirror Wall, 3 Floodgate, etc., etc. You guys know the deal. So with that said, let's hop on into the deck, and I've got a treat for you guys today. Or I guess I'll say it's been a treat for me to use this deck. It's been so much fun. It's, kind of jokingly called Wallet Control because it is rather expensive to build. I'll admit that right off the bat. We have, let's see, 12 Ultra Rares, 7 SRs, and then 1 rare card being the Blaze Accelerator. But I saw this first on the Duel Links Meta Discord, posted by Pro Circuit Scrub, and I saw a bunch of other deck lists pop up with this deck. Some featured Crystal Beast, Topaz Tiger, and Parallel Twister, and things like that. But, you know, at first it doesn't seem like it has a lot of synergy, but it really does. Basically, you use Volcanic Rocket to search for your Blaze Accelerator, and then Blaze Accelerator becomes fuel for Chiron, for eliminating the League, for Divine Wrath, for Double Cyclone, and things like that. And then whenever Blaze Accelerator goes back to the grave, you can search for it again with Volcanic Rocket, and you basically have, like, infinite discard fodder for these effects. Because there's not a lot of good, like, on-demand effects like this. And they almost, you know, and these effects, like, I mean, let me say this a different way. They're good on-demand destruction, but the cost is, like, very steep. So the fact that you can always pretty much get a free spell card makes it way, way better. And that's also why we're running Sleight of Hand. If you're not familiar with Sleight of Hand, you can read the description here. Gives you a 7 completed and adds it to your hand. This can be used as discard fodder, or you can use it to equip to Sergeant Electro to make it a little bit bigger, and it can attack over certain monsters that it otherwise wouldn't be able to. So, it's really fun, actually, and like I said, it doesn't seem like it has a lot of great synergy, but it works really well together. I actually used this to run up to King of Games. I used the Red Eyes deck to get to Legend 3, as you guys saw in my video from last week, but this is what pushed me over the edge. And so, let me just show you this deck in action. Let me stop rambling. It's been 6 minutes already. Let's just hop on into the action here. And so, like I said, this deck's been just so much fun to use, and I didn't think it would really be that great, but I was definitely wrong. And I hope I can prove that to you guys. Hopefully I don't run into too many FTK decks, just because, obviously, it's not that interesting to watch someone play with themselves. And I mean that in, like, multiple ways. So, anyway, we're going up against Bonds, and so when I see Bonds, I'm thinking that it's either Red Eyes or potentially Magnets. Those are the two most likely things. And he does have the Straight to the Grave skill. He's not going to be running Restart or anything else like that. And he does seem to be running Magnets. So, right off the bat, this is actually a really nice situation for me. Because I do have my Volcanic Rocket, which gives me immediate discard fodder. So let's go ahead and summon our Prismatic one. You know, he put a Prismatic Gamma into the grave. Let's show up our Prismatic Volcanic Rocket. I was so happy when I pulled this. I couldn't believe it. So this is interesting. So he actually Forbidden Chalices our Rocket, which is not amazing because we can't get our discard fodder. But, you know, it's not so bad to trade Chalice for that. And we do still have Super Rush in hand, so we can potentially use that as discard for eliminating the League. So anyway, we are stronger than this thing, so let's go ahead and attack it. Let's see if anything happens here. Yep, and we are able to kill that, which is good, and he doesn't have enough fuel in the grave to get out his Chiron. If he is running Valkyrion at all, I don't know that he is. I think that it's really fallen out of favor. If you saw my Magnets video, Valkyrion was not a good card for me. I don't think I got it out once, and I drew it like almost every game, so that really stunk. I really did not like having that happen over and over. But let's see what he goes for. It doesn't seem like he drew a whole lot of back row, which is obviously not good for him. If I were to guess, this is a Gamma that's face down here. So I'm not really thrilled about having to waste a card to get over this, but I think I have to. Because, well, I guess I don't have to, but I think it makes sense to do so. But anyway, now that we've got Blaze Accelerator in our hand, we can go ahead and set this Super Rush. And yeah, like, I don't think there's anything else that we could do, like I said. Hopefully it's not something stupid like 4-star Ladybug or something like that, but I'm pretty sure it's a Gamma. It's a Beta, okay. So great, we didn't have to waste any of our cards. I don't see how we can lose this now. Because even if he gets out a Delta and he suicides it into one of our things, we can go for eliminating the League. And take that thing out immediately. If he wants to summon Gaia Plate, we can take that card out, no problem. So he does have Delta. So yeah, he's most likely going to suicide into my guy. I'm going to let him do that, and then I can go for eliminating the League on a following turn. So he does just go for let's just go for that. Let's see here. It would be nice if I could draw, actually, I think I've got this pretty much no matter what. I just wish I had a better way of dealing with this back row. I guess there's no rush, really. What should we do? Like, I'm just worried about this potentially being wall of D, or mirror wall or something. Here's what I think we can do. So, we can go ahead and destroy the Delta by discarding Blaze Accelerator. And, I mean, this will proc his effect, but then we can go ahead and Divine Wrath it. Which I don't mind at all. Like, we'll go down. Oh, he's got Gaia Plate in hand. Okay. Well, I mean, we've got Super Rush as defense, so that's fine with me. So he'll banish all of these guys, and this is actually nice because it gives him less fuel for, his Gaia on the next turn. So I think I'm pretty happy to discard Card Guard. Like, the 2 rockets that I have on the field should be more than enough to deal with him. So let's go ahead and set the Super Rush. I mean, I guess if this is like Windstorm or something, he'll be able to deal with us. So let's see how this goes. We don't have the huge card advantage lead like we once did, but I still think we can pull this off. What is his card? I mean, if Mirror Wall would probably be best case scenario. Let's see what he's got. He's thinking hard about whatever it is that he's doing. I don't know, maybe it's like Econ or something that's kind of worthless in this scenario. Or maybe he just closed the app and he's like AFK. Who knows? But yeah, like you can see this deck's very powerful just because it can kill things very easily. Yeah, so connection error. So first win in the first duel, which is pretty nice. Happy to take that. We are, of course, still leveling up Keith. I wish that they give you more experience for playing PvP. Like, it's kind of a ripoff that you get so little, but, you know, whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. What was he? Was he running just, yeah, so he was running... This is interesting. So he was running a Lila, which is kind of neat for getting more rocks in the grave for Gaia Plate. This is a very, very offensive build of magnets. That explains why we didn't really see much back row. So I wonder... So he must have had, like... I don't know what he had set. Something that wasn't helping him. Maybe Zing Zan Hu. But I digress. We can go on to game number 2 now. And hopefully we can collect another win. After posting the Magnet Warrior deck and the Volcanics deck previously, it's nice to use something that feels really good to use and that can actually collect wins. So we're going up against Yugi Moto. Let's see if he's running like Grandpa's cards or something like that. I really hope not. It does look like it. Yeah. The deck's a little bit fatter when they start with that many cards. It seems like. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon Electro. Set Super Rush, I guess. Or should I just keep it in hand? Like, what can he use to attack over Electro? Not actually anything. There's no sense in doing that. I'd rather keep this in hand and keep it as fodder for Chiron. Oh, okay, we got a W. No problem. So, I mean, that doesn't really count, but hey, a win's a win. It does count towards my my UR ticket, which is going to be coming up here in a moment. I don't know what I'm going to get with my UR ticket. You know, I guess that they... And I finished my Dual-thon, which is nice. But they, let me see if I can look at this. Like, they added, what do you call it? The Overload Burial? Is that what it's called? Overdone Burial? Which is like Foolish Burial, but it's, you have to discard a monster. And then the monster that you discard, it kind of dictates what you can revive from your grave. So, I don't think this card is worth it. I could get another Dark Flare. I do have 2 of those. Or another Frost and Flame. Probably I'll go for a Big Cattle Drive. That probably is worth it. So, that's the only thing that I think I can spend it on. Relinquished, I almost called it Reuniclus. Relinquished I can still get from Pegasus, although I know Pegasus is a whole lot harder to farm now that, what do you call it? The Dimension Gate doesn't work. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's get back into the duels. And we still got plenty of time left. We got a good probably 10-15 minutes to try and get through 3 duels. It's funny, even though this deck is like kind of slow, it doesn't do a whole lot of swarming. All my decks with all my duels with it are really fast, which is really cool. Don't mind it whatsoever. I like that the Relinquish is still sticking around here. Anyway, we are playing an Odeon, so I wonder what this could be. I guess we'll see. No, it doesn't show us. What would be really annoying is if his life costs 0 and it's like a Cyberstein deck. Other things it could be Chain Reaction. If it's Chain Reaction, we auto-win. We literally drew 3 Electros. I mean, it could just be like Restart or something, and he just... Yeah, it's looking like it's Chain Reaction. So, that's a little annoying, but it's okay. We drew a Rocket. I don't think I need that right now. Is there a Floodgate coming out here? It certainly seems like it. Or maybe just asking him to activate Windstorm or something like that. This deck doesn't really do that well versus Floodgate, which is not cool. But, it is what it is. If it's Chain Reaction, I feel like most of these things are going to be chainable. And yeah, it is Chain Reaction. So, no big deal. That doesn't really threaten me all too much. And we might as well let this animation go through. We get to see the embodiment of Apophis. I don't really understand why they made this his boss monster. Like, yeah, sure, like, you know, maybe it's a card that he uses a lot, but it's just not that powerful. Like, I don't really get the point. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end turn, and we'll see what he does. Like, if he does something, like, if he's got, like, Tiki Soul or something and he wants to attack into us, you know, we've got the Super Rush to protect ourselves, so that's totally fine. You know, and luckily he doesn't know what we're playing yet. What is he doing? Yeah, I guess I'll activate Super Rush. I hope he doesn't have his own Super Rush. That doesn't make a ton of sense in a Chain Reaction deck. But we'll see. So we can go ahead and trade this. And that thing is dead. So, super. And, well, that stinks. We drew Blaze Accelerator, even though we've got the Rocket in our hand. That's like one of the crappy things about this deck, is drawing into Blaze Accelerator. But it's like drawing Bacon Saver with Red Eyes. Like, it's a very good deck otherwise. Alright, so he doesn't have... So what are these other cards that are face down? I think that one... Yeah, so we want to do this one. It's nothing chainable, so that's very interesting. We can just go ahead and swing for 3,200, it looks like. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, this duel's gonna be over in a jiffy. Chain Reaction, very interesting deck list. I just don't think it's all that good. But yeah, if that's another embodiment, I do a Volcanic Rocket, which can get over it next turn. So let's quickly try and pin that. That's what we want to do. And it's nothing that he can chain. So we'll go ahead and summon our Prismatic Rocket and swing for game. So I don't really think that was really fair. I don't think that Chain Reaction is a top tier deck right now. Like, it's not like Wallet Control is the #1 deck, but I think it's honestly really good. Like, I mean, I am playing on the ladder at the end of the month here, when, you know, most of the meme decks really come out. But, like, I've been winning a lot with it. It's really fun. You know, maybe that's why yeah, I like this deck so much, just because I've been winning so much. Like, if I didn't win so much with it, I probably wouldn't like it. But it just seems like I don't brick that much. And you have the ability to get lots of destruction off. So, that's really cool. So, we're going up against Seto Kaiba. Kaiba, I usually think of Phoenix when I see Kaiba. And yeah, he is running Restart, so this is almost certainly Phoenix. So this is as close to an auto-lose matchup as you can get with this deck. Just because you're relying on playing really patiently and like using your back row to your advantage. But that doesn't really work. Oh, he's playing Cyber Angels. So that's very interesting. Cyber Angels is not bad. I mean, like, the problem is we're not playing any Floodgate or any Econ, so that makes it harder than it otherwise would be. But let's go ahead and play Electro here. Set Mirror Wall and eliminate the League. And attack over this guy. So is he beat down with Cyber Angels? I guess that makes sense. It's not what I would run with Cyber... No, we saw Restart, duh. I was gonna say, like, Beatdown doesn't make sense right now. Beatdown doesn't help Dakini get over any important monsters in the meta, now that ninjas are on the out-and-out. But yeah, he's probably gonna go off on a big combo right now, and we'll have to see if we can actually deal with this or not. So he is doing the classic Ben 10 Edatin. We'll have to watch him play for a little bit with himself. He'll probably search for Cyber Petite as well as a Absolute Ritual, and that will allow him to get a Dakini out. And he goes for Senju instead. So is he going to add Machine Angel Ritual? Like, if he adds Machine Angel Ritual, that's actually great for us, because then the only Dakini he's got is the one that's in his hand. So let's see. So he's got a Dakini and a Machine Angel Ritual. So he's gonna have plenty of fodder. Oh, he's playing Venu. Okay, that makes sense. So this isn't a great position for us, because the Machine Angel Ritual will protect his Dakini, of course. If we try and go for eliminating the League versus it. But at least he's only got one Dakini, so once we get rid of it, we don't have to worry about it that much. Although, maybe, does Venu... Let's see if we can click Venu here. If another monster is tributed from your hand or field, you can target one monster from your graveyard, add it to your hand. So you can't actually... Oh, this is scary. For some reason, my toggle was still off. So that's fine. So this is not lethal. Let's see here. I think I need to eliminate the League to burn his Machine Angel Ritual. So we'll toss Super Rush. Maybe it would have been better just to Mirror Wall and keep the eliminating the League to the back. Yeah, he should protect this. And now we should go into damage step, and I think I survive. I'm really wishing, of course, that I kept my Electro, because it would have been nice to equip Electro. It would have been really nice to equip Electro with the 7 completed that I'm about to draw. So, this is still an uphill battle. Yeah, we're not going to win this now, so... We can add the 7 completed, but we definitely lose. Maybe if I... Yeah, I should have kept Super Rush. I shouldn't have activated Eliminating the League. Well, no, it wouldn't have mattered. If I'd saved Super Rush for the next turn, he would still have Machine Angel Ritual and Grave. So, you know, it's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and surrender. There's no point in playing this out. And I still have time to get one more duel with this deck, so... you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So, we're 3-1 if you count that early disconnect versus the Grandpa's cards. What is his deck? That's is it just running? No, it's running 2 copies of Venu, and it's running Wall of Disruption. So that's very interesting. He's not running any of the Primal Cry, which is a pretty useful card. It protects light monsters, so that's interesting. He's just running Sprite's Blessing and the 1 copy Machine Angel Ritual. I think you're better off running 2 Dakinis, because then at least you can potentially recycle them. And then you're just limited on your ritual spells, like how many ritual spells you have. So you run a ton of copies of Sprite's Blessing. You potentially run Saphira, which has the Hymn of Light spell card that you can use. So it's very interesting. In our final duel here, we're going up against the Dino deck. This is a very nice, matchup for wallet control here. So we can add the Blaze Accelerator to our hand, and we can set Eliminating the League. The only thing we have to be careful of is anti-magic arrows. We don't want him to get into battle phase before we have the chance to get off our Eliminating the League. Because he could go for, like, Econ into Hydrogeddon. You know, he could Econ us into defense and then activate the anti-magic arrows. So that's the only thing we have to be a little bit careful of. But, you know, if he starts really plussing off of Hydrogeddon, then we're in trouble. Dinos is a really fun deck. I still really like it. I think it's great. Like it's I guess it doesn't have great matchups versus like Burn and Hazy, but otherwise it's really nice. So what the heck is he playing that he's setting on turn 1? That's a little odd. I'm gonna play this slow. There's no reason for me to go out of control here. I can summon Chiron. Hopefully he doesn't floodgate it, and that's exactly what he does. Do I attack now? Yeah, I think so. So my plan was just going to be to pick off his back row. Like, on the next turn, I summon Volcanic Rocket, get my Blaze Accelerator back from my hand. But I think now I'm going to attack. And just hopefully he doesn't have, like, Wall of D or something. He's playing Jurax. Very interesting. So he's not even playing, like, Hydrogeddon and Black Brachios. I played this once the other day. It was pretty easy to beat, honestly. I don't think that this is an amazing card. So let's see if he goes for it again. You know, if this is another Jirac Terra here. We might just have to summon a rocket without getting off any, without being able to get off a search, which is okay. Let's see. Oh, Electro. So if I think this is another Terra, I think I'm actually better off just trying to attack right now. He doesn't seem to have a second Floodgate, so that's good. So let's attack here. It is another Terra. So this is why I didn't think summoning Electro made sense, because one, I wouldn't have been able to get over it, and two, it would just bounce back to hand. So this guy gets special summoned, which is a-okay with me. If he wants to do anything really cheeky, I can go ahead and I can activate Eliminating the League. So I'm going to switch to On real quick, because I don't want him to go into battle phase and potentially activate anti-magic arrows. If he summons another monster, I can destroy this thing, and then he'll potentially try to attack into Chiron. And I can then Mirror Wall. I can pay for Mirror Wall, get a 7 completed to hand. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't... Unless he has a thing set. Let's see. Unless he's got an anti-magic arrow set. We should be okay. I don't think people normally set anti-magic arrows, though. So, in any case, like, my plan here is to eliminate the League at the end of main phase. And then, if he attacks with Hydrogeddon, I'll activate Mirror Wall. So we'll go for that. Go for this here. Should allow me to destroy, no problem, easy peasy. And yeah, I think now we can easily activate our... Okay, he doesn't attack into me. That's smart. That makes sense. So we get another Chiron. What should we do? I mean, I could go into Electro and start trying to bait his back row. And then just hope he doesn't draw into anti-magic arrows on a future turn. I think that's my play. He has something he can activate here. Is it another Floodgate? I'm thinking this middle card might be Floodgate. So let's see. We pin that. Zing Zen Hu. Okay. That's fine with me. This is actually really nice. So what I can do is I can activate Mirror Wall now. It'll protect me on the next turn. He plays Super Rush. Okay. No problem. So he can't attack me next turn unless he draws Cosmic Cyclone. Or a Parallel Twister, I guess. And then I can pay for the wall on the next turn. And that allows me to add 7 completed to my hand. And with that, I can safely attack over his Hydrogeddon. So, and if he sets any back row, obviously I can pin it. So that's great for me. So he plays back Black Brachios. And he doesn't switch me to defense mode, which I don't understand. Okay, so pay the cost, add sleight of, or activate sleight of hand, add the 7 completed. What do we want to do? So set eliminating the lead. Activate 7 completed. Onto Electro. Add attack. I also want to summon Rocket because I want to get back the Blaze Accelerator. And then now we've got fodder for eliminating the League. So the question is, what do we attack over now? I think Hydrogeddon, just because I don't want anything crazy to happen with Hydrogeddon. Like, if he draws anti-magic arrows next turn, I don't want to have to worry about that. Black Brachios is not a threat right now. So, yeah, and we get to keep our Mirror Wall, so there's no play that he can make on the following turn. Which is great. Even if he draws back row, we just immediately pin it with Electro. So, no problem. He sets a face down. So this is like this is the weirdest Dino deck I think I've ever seen. So we draw another Electro. We obviously don't need it right now. Let's attack over the Brachios. It's probably another Giroctera face down, which is okay. I'll live with that. No, I don't need to do anything here. Attack into that. So it's Hydrogeddon. Okay. Yeah, obviously, like, we win. He has no cards. If I were him, I would literally forfeit right now. Even if he's got Black Brachios, then we've got eliminated the lead to take care of it, and he does surrender. So, 4-1. And I admit, not every deck was super serious. And one of our victories was a forfeit. Like a disconnect. But otherwise, you know, we did play versus a Dino deck, and we played versus a Magnet deck that I think is actually pretty potent in this meta. So yeah, I think this deck is really nice, and it's a lot of fun to use, like I said. And so, with the new box coming out, I'm not sure if I'm going to make another battle video this week. I might. There's a few decks that I'd like to use that I can potentially show you guys. Hey, thanks, Keith. Like, I've got, it's funny, I've got a whole bunch of Last Gamble decks queued up, but I actually don't have Last Gamble yet. Like, I've got this Karibo deck ready to go. I just need to get Last Gamble, and I do have my skill farming deck up and running so that I can try and get that as soon as possible. What else is fun? I've got Hazy Flame ready to go if we want to test with some Hazy Flame. What else? There's all sorts of really fun things, and I'm definitely going to be adding Boojins to the list once that box comes out. So, lots of fun stuff to look forward to. If any of that sounds interesting, make sure you leave a like and drop a sub, so that way you can stay up to date on all my latest gaming and Pokemon content. So until the next time, I will see you guys later.